Anyway, chat, let's get down to business. Hello, Wabba Wabba. Good to see you. Going back and seeing the ratings have been the best time machine experience. Wabba, that's a big part of the fun. Of course. A big part of the fun. Now, obviously, our roster isn't quite as accurate to the time, but I do believe, again, we left off last night with our roster being ready to go for yet another season as we continue to try and be half decent, maybe. Again, our bottom six this year, it's, oh, goodness. What's the word that I'm looking for? How do I want to describe these guys? We're going to go with mercenaries. With the exception of JT Compher, none of the bottom six will probably be here next season. Kyle Turris probably won't even be here next season either. It's really that top line and like Tyson Jost that we're paying attention to. We still need to figure out the forward situation in the future. Our defense looks pretty good, though. We've kept Tyson Barrie. He's got an extra year left on his deal after this one. So we'll see if indeed we can win in Tyson Barrie's prime. If not, then hey, we trade him. Our AHL team is, by God, hilarious. Especially given that we have Mr. Elias Pettersson after trading Matt Duchene to Anaheim. Only for Matt Duchene to win the Stanley Cup. Yeah. So things have worked out well for us. But we're turning into a prospect factory, as we always do. I can't imagine we're going to make the playoffs. But you never know. Duchene will send you a Rolex. Matt Duchene's going to send me a letter in the mail. And it's going to be a card. And you open the card, and it's like pop-up book style. And it says, the front of the card says, hey, thank you so much. You open the card, and it's just, and go fuck yourself, I won a cup. Now, he might have to custom order that card, but I'm pretty sure it's possible. There's got to be a, let's see, custom card or custom greeting cards. Yeah, see, custom greeting cards exist. You could get that made. Why not? Why not? Megalodon, what's going on? If they put this in dark mode, it'd be 10 out of 10. I agree, Endo. As does everybody else. Because, yeah, honestly, I turned down my monitor brightness. I could. Oh, that's right. I still have a filter for the video delay. Color correction. Brightness. There you go. Is that better, chat? Just turn it down a little bit. Is that better? Is it too dark? Let me know. Hopefully that's better. I can always turn it back too if it's too distracting or too dark. But so you see, we have the before and the after. The before, which in fairness, this isn't the best menu. Wow, we are fucking terrible. This is a much better menu to do the before and the after. And honestly, from this screen, that doesn't do much, does it? So, what's even the point? Oh, God, what is the point? Goodness. We are 1-8-0 on the season. This is going to be a rough year. It's going to be a real rough year. We're going to get to this draft pretty much as soon as we possibly can. I don't know how much 17 we're going to play tonight, because I do need to catch up on some roster editing, but we shall see. Jonas Littinen is on waivers. Yeah, we'll claim you. That's fine by me. Seems like a no-brainer. Even if he just kind of sits around and does nothing, that's still a decent little player to pick up for nothing. So... oh, look at that. We started winning games, too. Not nearly enough. We're going to be very, very, very bad this year. NHL 17 might be the leading cause to blindness. No, sir. That's masturbation. Anyway. Oh, we've done okay. We've done okay. Since that horrible start to the season, we're still not good. Rampage are doing pretty well, though. 13-8-5. Not too bad. Not too bad. There's really not much for me to be like, oh, man, yeah, I hope we win this game on Christmas because we're playing on Christmas. Just be able to do. What happens if you're already blind and masturbate? Does it cancel out? Does Stevie Wonder have Twitter? That's a good question. Although you got to figure, if it did cancel out, we wouldn't have blind people, would we? You know, if that was the solution, you wouldn't really have too many blind people, would you? Fair enough. Oh, Nikita Zadorov breaks his wrist. Canucks legend. Let's see, Boris Kachuk. They might not partake, though. Man, if you're blind and the solution is jacking it, it doesn't matter. You're gonna go for it. All right. That's just a fact. I don't know what to tell you. If it was that simple of a solution to be like, you know what, you can see again, I'm pretty sure people would partake. You know? I don't know how the hell this conversation started. No idea. Stevie tweets with videos instead of just text. Oh boy. Well, this has turned into one of those streams already, hasn't it? All right, can people stop getting hurt, though? And how the hell are we still just, like, equally as mid as we've been the past few seasons? No improvement or anything like that. We are still just as mid as can be. I mean, we'd be dumb not to do this. We'd really be dumb not to do this. I like the idea of having Kevin and Kelly Klima, but we'd be dumb not to do that. I will also add in the other Klima brother because I don't want them to get split up. So you give me a second and the Klimas for a first and a third. But then again, it's the Klimas. It's the Klimas, though. With 1 pound of difference between them. I'm keeping him. It's a smart decision to get rid of them, which is exactly why I'm going to keep them. I also definitely didn't update the trade block, but that's okay. Where are they going to fit? They're going to be on our top line with Nathan McKinnon. Clearly, because now Mikko Rantanen's hurt. And we're going to be selling at this deadline anyway, because what the hell else are we going to do? Just go best lines in the AHL. So, deadline day. Okay, we should probably do this trade this time, though, for Barré-Boulet, who is a 74 at 21 years old. He's not bad, but you get to upgrade a second round pick using an AHL top forward. We're going to do that with Florida. So thank you very much to the Panthers. 27-30-6 on deadline day. Second last in our division. 6 points above the Blues, although they do have 2 games at hand. In terms of the league, the Caps right now on top. We are bottom 6 in the league. Nobody's out tanking, I should say. The New Jersey Devils, who are only on 43 points after 60 games. They are bad. But that does give us the opportunity to take a look around and try to make the most of this deadline. Let's see what we can do. Actually, I guess first and foremost, we need to double check if there's any good players on the block. We'll take it from there. I apologize for the flashbang effect. that you are about to witness for the next couple minutes. Carolina. I don't think we necessarily need him. But Jeff Skinner is on the block. Last year of his contract. By God, that would be quite the pickup. Do we have anybody else? Or are we going all in? Chicago has Martin Necas and Isaac Lundstrom. The Lundstrom. Isn't too bad. Dallas still has Rasmussen. Detroit. Gustav Nyquist. I mean, Nyquist is 29. LFC, what's up? Stressful game. Stressful. Florida, nobody. LA, nobody. Minnesota. All right, Minnesota. With Urho Vakanainen and a dude named Reagan. AJ, you've beaten the joke into the ground. Well done. Montreal, Joe Veleno. How good is Joe at this point? 68 overall, 19 years old. Okay, so if you can't get Jeff Skinner, Joe Veleno wouldn't be bad. 2 Eastern Conference teams as well, which is really helpful for us, obviously, to not help out a team in the West. Nashville, Bodie Wild. Warrior, that's fair. Bodie Wild and Cal Foote. Islanders, Ladnia, not quite good enough. Rangers only moving on from UC Jokinen. And I wish I could change the team a different way, but we get to deal with the flashbang still. Makes me think of old Maddens. Tampa. Wow, the value on Anton Strawman. Jesus. Toronto. A dude named Shroff. Not that great. Vancouver. Henrik Sedins, Femberchki. Winnipeg trying to move on from Evan Bouchard. And then, I mean, high 9 is what it is, but I think on Washington we've been looking at Erzberg. So Jeff Skinner or Joe Veleno should be the top target. The problem is, Landeskog's actually only a second liner. Never mind, it's not even a problem. I think we target Jeff Skinner. This could be awesome for us. Use Kyle Turris, who doesn't want to be on a bad team anyway. We'll retain the 50% salary. It was a 1-year deal anyway. We gave him a boatload of money for this reason. And I can't imagine they wouldn't want Kyle Turris on 7.5. Because that's a fair enough deal. Wow, this takes a while. This takes a while. Okay, how do we feel about Kyle Turris on 50% for Jeff Skinner? Not good enough, which isn't surprising. Who else do we have to use in a deal here? A lot of high 9s, a lot of medium 4s. Medium 9 Morgan Geeky, who does look very, very good. Couple of low 6s. It sucks because there's a lot of guys who I don't necessarily want to get rid of. It is worth noting that Dylan Blugis isn't too happy right now because of being scratched in his ice time. Sean Dursey, 68 overall, 20 years old, only a high AHL top 2. Turris and Dursey for Jeff Skinner? Still no. There's got to be a good deal here. There's got to be. Low 9, Adam Ruzicka. Is he enough? Smelly, I saw that they released it, but I didn't get a chance to listen yet. There it is. Kyle Turris, Sean Dursey, and Adam Ruzicka. We acquire Jeff Skinner. at the trade deadline who can definitely be more of a long-term solution for us. So welcome in Jeff Skinner. And I don't think we're done because Montreal had Joe Veleno on the block. And if we can acquire a player like that, we should. None of our super good players are really upset about being on a bad team, which is okay, except for Dominic Machine. The Machine, who is upset about being scratched, so that's understandable. What do we got for goalies again, in terms of value? Wall, Sandstrom, of course we got Ottinger, Stuart Skinner in the system. Fair enough, Smell. Yeah, I'll have to check it out. I don't know if we have the value to also get Joe Veleno here. Damn. I mean, Osplin's a 76 at 21. He's 3 points behind Radish. So you could argue he's not totally required. Same for Jordan Greenway, to be honest. Like, AJ is the superior version based off of overall. So what if we got rid of Osplund and Greenway? 2 for 1 to try to get a guy with a higher ceiling. So anybody else we can pick up that's under contract here? Luke Philp. How do we feel about Osplund and Greenway for Veleno and Philp? It's close. All right, sweet. So the 2 biggest names on the trade block at this deadline, we're going to be able to acquire. Honestly, I should just add in this extra player who's never going to be anything. Will this go through? Yes, it will. Joe Veleno. Welcome to Colorado, and please don't be as bad as you've been in real life, or at least as mid as you have been. With that, I think that's about all we can do. Mills, what's going on, man? How are you? So we do have the medium 9s. Bodie Wild on Nashville was the best player left. Drummondville legend. Minutemen legend. Can we manage to also land a Bodie Wild here? I doubt it, but we might be able to. And looking at these medium 9s, because we got a crap load of them. Elnowick, Tworinsky. These guys are not necessarily needed. Geeky and Pooh are about the same. Yeah, Jones, the menus are bad. That's all I can say. Jason Robertson's apparently a worse version of Klim Kostin. This is the only reality in which that statement would be true. Elnowick, Tworinsky, and Robertson for Bodie Wild. Imagine being the GM that trades Jason Robertson for Bodie Wild. But obviously, Mr. Robertson's not looking like he's going to be, in this reality, what he is in real life, obviously. Do you have anybody else we can add here? I mean, Nail Yakupov. I don't want to get rid of Nail Yakupov. What about low 9 Mason Shaw? Is that enough? Yes, it is. So the top 3 highest value players on the trade block we have acquired at this deadline. I can't imagine. How's life with Bailey Zappi as a starter? It's great. Patriots right now in line for the 2nd pick in the draft. We'll see if that holds. So let's see. We keep Costin. There's a medium 9 in Shields, who's not bad, but is worse than the other ones. Got Olhaver, the Claimers, Vedemo. I don't think we have the value to go out and get anybody else, except for maybe like Sharoff on the Leafs. For some reason, is kind of lower rated than he should be. Can we pull off another big deal here? So if we use shields, we use Vetimo. Will that go through? Yes, it will. So Vladimir Sharov, welcome in. We probably could have safety netted that actually, but that's okay. I think now we've exhausted our options for players that we're comfortable in moving on from. But this has been a hell of a deadline. Meet what? What's going on? We do have other medium top 4 defensemen we can move on from, but I mean, we're going to have to move on from people anyway, and it's not like there's any medium elites to get. So I think we're good. Shout out to Coco. 41 months on a tier 3. Coco, my goodness. I saw you were at the Grits game the other day, by the way. The mascot is the most adorable goddamn thing I have ever seen. Coco, by the way, we love you. Of course, twitch.tv/Coco Sports. The man, the myth, the legend. The man who one day will get to show me around Japan. If I get over there. When I get over there. But again, for anybody who hasn't seen it, let me scroll through Coco's timeline really quickly. You posted it on Twitter. You posted a lot of pictures today. That's what it was. Look at how cute this goddamn mascot is. So if you're looking for a Japanese hockey team to root for the Yokohama Grits and their cute-ass beluga whale mascot, which is just adorable. It's so adorable. Jesus. Shout out to Sid, by the way, coming in with the raid. What a man. Sid, we were just, praising the good word of the Yokohama Grits, as you know. How'd the stream go, my friend? What were we up to tonight? Jedi Survivor, a game I still haven't even started. One of these days. Especially with how good, Fallen Order was. I have to play Jedi Survivor at some point. Jesus. I do know that the game launched at a pretty poor state. Like, I've honestly started to avoid games at launch for that reason. Including this one. Well, not this one. But NHL 24, that is. Sometimes it tilts. That's fair. 3, 4, 5, 6. So 7 was the door off. So yeah, Blugis is still going to be mad. Could send down Dunk, but waivers would apply. There's not much we can do there. Forwards, let me focus here for a second. It's 12, 13 with Andy Agazinos. That's pretty much good to go. Pretty much. So again, one more time. Best line, Skinner, McKinnon, Rantanen. And we'll go Landeskog, Jost, Comfer. Hate to say it, but I think the Nail Yakupov experiment is pretty much over with. We'll put him with Elite 1C, Derek Grant. As we do. Good thing is Tyson Jost is developing. Bigris, Barry, Carlson, Blugis, Mironov, Simons because of the injury to Zadorov, so that's good. Yakupov must be good. Well, he's not getting any better. I might keep him, but not in the second line role. AHL-wise, some of our forward depth for the AHL did just take a decent hit. I could sign 2 to 3 free agents to make the team better. The defense is hilarious, though. Absolutely stacked. So, let's see what we can do. Like I said, think there's any players left to go out and acquire. I mean, getting Jeff Skinner, Bodie Wild, and Joe Veleno at a deadline is pretty damn good business. We are going to bring in... because it's the AHL, so we can meme a little bit. Who do we want for the AHL team? I mean, there's some fun names here, but not any, like, super fun names. You know? Kyle Bond. There's got to be a really fun name here, right? Give me, like, a big-time draft bust. Or Jared Bowl. We can go with Jared Bowl, right? Zach Ronaldo. There we go. There's one meme. Sign Zach Ronaldo. We could just bring in a couple of face buttons. Chris Bork. Tanner Glass. Come on, give me one more. Oh, there he is. This is why we stay patient. Mike Brown, the immortal. We must bring him in. We must. Let's get this shat show of a season over with. We only have 19 games left. Again, this is going to be more about the draft tonight than anything. This honestly feels like the early stages of a draft of glory. Just in terms of like, sim to the regular season. It doesn't matter. Bork, Ronaldo, Brown, I'll accept. And we can move on now with Jeff Skinner next to Nathan McKinnon and Mikko Rantanen, which is hilarious. Devon Taves and Cale Makar. Who says no?
Oh, we're doing this again?
Daniel, thank you for the 10 months on the Prime. We'll just do a cheeky little waiver claim for one Devon Taves, and it's all coming together here in Colorado, isn't it? Looking pretty good. Absolutely hilarious that Devon Taves ends up on waivers. My God. Sheesh. Felix Sandstrom has torn his groin. So that is I believe our primary starting goalie for the season, who is now hurt. So with that, we'll go to the AHL, and we'll call up Philip Gustafsson to be the 1A, 1B, whatever it may be, for the rest of the season. I want Rantanen on that top line. And yeah, Maroon got mad because he was scratched for 5 seconds. What a jerk. Yeah, Gustafsson and Skapski the rest of the way. Go best lines in the AHL. Looking good. Goalies are Joseph Wall and Sam Britton. Zadorov is healthy, at least for the moment. Yeah, we're going to be right around 500 for like the third straight season in a row, which is pretty bad. Like, consistently shit, which is good. But it's impressive, like, in a way, to be that consistently shit, you know? So there we go. Regular season comes to an end. The Avs do not make the playoffs. Surprise, surprise, we still haven't made the playoffs. 39-36 and 7 for the second year in a row. Second from the bottom in this deal. AJ, not for this draft. No, it's too far ahead. Minnesota wins the President's Trophy as we finished 23rd. So that is our best season to date. We still have top 10 lottery odds, but yeah, we are technically getting better. Good to know. Mac led the way, 71 points, 65 for Skinner. I don't believe at the time we could see the split between teams, and we couldn't, unfortunately. Rantanen looking good. Comfer outscored Landeskog. That's kind of nuts. And then Yakupov, just 22 points, outproduced by Derek Grant. Defensively, ooh. Maybe we move on from Tyson Barrie at this draft. That is a sharp, steep decline for Tyson Barrie. And if he's not putting up points, there's not much of a reason to have him on this team. So, goalie-wise, taking a look at the boys, pretty consistent. Gustafsson had a .940 in 6 appearances. Jesus Christ. Yeah, Philip Gustafsson was great. Skapski and Sandstrom both solid. Let's take a look around the league, shall we? Your leading point scorer, Alexander Ovechkin. You also had Jake Voracek, Patrick Kane, Claude Giroux, and Wayne Simmons. So a good year in Philadelphia, to say the least. Your top goal scorers, Ovi, Evgeny Malkin, Patrick Kane, and then with 37 goals, Steven Stamkos, Clayton Keller, and Vladimir Tarasenko. How's Nolan Patrick doing in this world? That's a good question. Has yet to make... Nope, he did. 11 points in 40 games. Again, I'm intrigued to know if that was injuries or if they only played him for 40 games. So, we'll keep an eye on that. Defensively, your leading point getter, Erik Karlsson. And you had Oliver Ekman-Larsson, Gavin Bayreuther, John Carlson, and Cam Dineen. All right. All right. Shout outs to Cam Dineen. Most goals, 22 for Bernsey. Then you had Bayreuther up there. Ian McCoshen, Erik Karlsson, Michael Brodzinski. You also had OEL and McAvoy with 18 as well. Goalie-wise, in terms of save percentage, was Aaron Dell, but amongst starters, Aiden Hill, Reimer, Greiss, Dubnik. So, winningest goaltender, a couple of guys, a 41. Let's see. In terms of the rookies, 55 points for Cam Dineen. You also had Michael Dow Cole, Alex Nylander, Sonny Milano, and Anthony Beauvillier leading the way. Cam Dineen might be about to win the Calder, which is tremendous. AHL-wise, our Rampage, our playoff bound. Yet again, they got swept last year. So I'm kind of somewhat hopeful that maybe they might not get swept this year. I mean, they shouldn't. They're a good team. Please don't get swept again. Please don't get swept again. Oh, good. It's the Ontario Reign. Hey, we won a playoff game. Look at that. It's probably the only one that we're going to win. Luke Philp gets hurt. All right, boys are going to a decisive game 5, and they won. Look at that. We draw Bakersfield in the next round. Go Rampage. This is Rampage. 300,000 viewers strong, although less than that now, because holy hell have we not shown up. We lost the first 3 games of the series before winning game number 4. Felix Sandstrom is back from injury. We'll send down Mike McKenna. And that is it. The Rampage lose in 6 in the second round to the Bakersfield Condors. Yeah, hate to see it. I hate to see it. One of these days we'll have some playoff success. If we're lucky. I don't think so. My confidence has been rattled. The Minnesota Wild, President's Trophy winners and Stanley Cup winners as well, as Bakersfield went on to win the Calder Cup. So Minnesota gets it done. 6 games over the Blue Jackets. Someone was going to win their first cup in franchise history. Ended up being the Wild as Bakersfield beat Utica in 6. So, the Minnesota Wild Stanley Cup champions, led by Nino Niederreiter, Mikhail Granlund, Zach Parise, Zach Mitchell, Eric Stahl, Chris Stewart, and others. It's nice that Mikko Koivu gets a Stanley Cup. Devin Dubnyk, Stanley Cup champion. More like Dubnyk, am I right? Getting that dub. That makes it 2 straight Stanley Cups for the Western Conference after Anaheim last year. And then, of course, season 1 was Montreal. In terms of the player awards, consecutive Art Ross trophies for Ovi. Erik Karlsson wins the Hart, as well as the Norris. Patrick Kane wins the Bing. Calder does go to Cam Dineen, joining Patrick Laine and Josh Hosang. Amazing. Conn Smythe to Devin Dubnyk. The Vezina to Devin Dubnyk. The Jennings to Devin Dubnyk. Steven Santini to Masterton. Selke to Jordan Stahl. Ted Lindsay Award to Erik Karlsson, and the Rocket Richard, Alexander Ovechkin. The AHL, Bakersfield win it all. Samuel Anas, the most points in the league. Malta Stromwall, the MVP. What a guy. Jonathan Dahlen scored the most goals and was the top rookie. Top defenseman, Matt Grzelcyk. Or as, whoops, we hit the wrong button. Or as we called him at the time, Matt Grzelcyk. Because we just didn't know. I think that was Nick Ellis. Best goaltender. MVP of the playoffs, Nick Ellis. So don't worry, Oilers fans. You got some goaltending on the way. See, the joke is that you don't at all, actually. So let's find out these beautiful lottery results, shall we? And actually, can I stop the sim before we get there? Yes, I can, because I want to take a look at ye old progress reports here. Plus 14 for Chris Bigris. Yeah, Bigris up to an 86. Not much else going on. You get Cliff Poo up by 1. McKenna dropped. Plus 2 for Tyson Jost. Plus 3 for Nick Mellock. Plus 3 for Carlson, for Marcus Pettersson. Plus 4 for one Elias Pettersson. Beautiful. A lot of plus 2s in terms of overall. Plus 3 for Kelly Klima and Nick Suzuki. Plus 6 for Rasmus Dahlin. Plus 3 for Stuart Skinner. Plus 7 for Joe Veleno. Makes that trade look even better. A plus 4 for Bodie Wild. Plus 3 for Vladimir Sharaf. A plus 5 for Quinton Hughes. Easy for me to say. He should still go by Quinton. Plus 4 for Nick Grima. Bunch of the randos that we ended up with last year. Didn't look at the goalies, though. I should do that. Or did I? Maybe, yeah, I guess I did. Just Stuart Skinner was the only half-decent improvement. Anyway, lottery results. Well, it'll be picks number 8 and 10, thanks to the Winnipeg Jets. The Detroit Red Wings have won the draft lottery. Okay. 8 and 10's not too bad, though. We can do some damage trading-wise if we need to be. Chris Bork ends up retiring. Warrior did, yeah. So is Mike McKenna. Jared Kelenic to Atlanta. Oh, the Sedins retired. 1 in Vancouver, 1 in Montreal. Zetterberg's also gone. Rick Nash. We live in a world where Rick Nash didn't get traded to the Boston Bruins. I don't like it. Henrik Lundqvist is gone. Antti Niemi as well. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So we're off to the draft. We're not going to have any accurate players to go off of here, I don't believe. And indeed, we will not. However, there is a goalie and a grinder in the top 5. Steven Karkner from the Owen Sound Attack and Nicholas Rodin out of Malmo. There's another goalie and another 2 goalies in the top 10 as well. Jonathan Law out of Germany and Colton Frazee. Oh, man. I feel like we have to go for Karkner, but Rodin should be good too, right? Top 5 grinders amazing and never there in a series where you need them. No kidding. The Red Wings don't want to trade the pick, so we can't trade up to number 1. With the pick, they select Barry, a medium elite offensive defenseman. New Jersey do not want to trade, so it's not going to happen. The value is going to be too much. The Devils select Prusek, a medium elite offensive defenseman. The Vancouver Canucks do not want to trade the pick. The Canucks select high elite goaltender Nicholas Rodin. I thought he'd be franchised, but high elite's still damn good. The Lightning. Oh, thank God. That grinder should be ours. We'll trade you picks number 8 and 10. Honestly, it might not even have to be that. What about just pick number 8? I think we can pull this off. I think we can. With the value that we have here. I mean, we did talk about trading Tyson Barrie. But is now the right time, or do we give him one more season to see if he can be the guy that we need him to be? They don't really have any interesting players, not even Braden Point being upset on the block. So I think we'll hold on to Barrie. So what else or who else do we want to use here? Zoroff, Terry. There's Mironov, Cliff Poo. We have way too many goddamn defensemen, I can tell you that at least. Jesus Christ, look at this defense. Oh, look at this defense. Okay, Lehtinen is somebody that we acquired via waivers. Should be an RFA. Should be an easy player to flip. Is that enough? Not quite. And they don't want Lehtinen because his deal is up. Fair enough. I mean, we have to keep Devon Taves now for the memes. There's Marcus Pettersson, Dominic Machine, Dylan Belugis is upset. I mean, it's Anderson, Hayek, or Anderson, really, that could get traded at this point. Not impressed. Low 4, Voloshenko. Not quite. That is a good player to use in the situation. So many other players that we have here. It's insane. Colin, take it easy, buddy. Appreciate you hanging out. Get yourself some sleep. Klim Costin. Could use a Luke Philp. Attaboy, Luke Philp. So Voloshenko, Philp, and the 8th overall pick for pick number 4. And it's going to be the Canadian grinder, Steven Karkner. 5'11", 177. I mean, I love a good Finn. I do, but, I mean, come on. Got to take a top 5 grinder. Well, this series just got a lot more fun. Oh, is it not going to show him yet? That's not going to show him yet. No, there he is. I looked right past. 67 overall at 19 years old for Steven Karkner. That's not too bad. He's not insane, but to get a grinder like that is pretty funny. He wasn't worth the value that we gave up to get him, but hey. We have pick number 10. No, we don't. Yes, we do. We didn't get rid of it. We're keeping it. God, so do we trade up again then? In top 10, there's the 2 other goalies. There's the power forward, Dan McElroy, who's 19. And then the 2 Finns, Marco Aaltonen, but then there's also Arenas. Almost Arenas. If we can trade back up into the top 5, we should do it. The Hurricanes do, in fact, want to trade that pick. Can we use the 10th overall pick to do it? Turns out we still have another pick in the first round to go. Let's see, in terms of unsigned dudes, so we don't have to worry about contract length. There's the Klimas. There's Dylan Coghlan. And then honestly, Klim Kostin's worth using here if we have to. So the 10th overall pick, Dylan Coghlan and Klim Kostin for pick number 5. Sweet proposal on your end. Boy, it sure is. Especially when it turns out that this player is going to be amazing, I hope. Tuomas Renus, how good are you? On one hand, it is nice to know that top 5 players aren't a guarantee. On the other, it sucks to be the person who makes the bad pick to reiterate that that's a potential outcome. Fuck. Oh, Dr. Feds, what's up? Oh, Tuomas is, not quite what we were hoping for him to be. That is for sure. He's a 60 overall, 18 years old. He does still have decent value. Tony as well, take it easy. There's a really good chance that someone who is projected top 10 will be really good, but now I'm kind of afraid to trade up again. So I'm not going to. I mean, there is that Heinrich guy.
I'm just trying to walk through this fucking
just hold off. Shout out to basically Bobert. Giving out hand jobs in the theater. Appreciate the fall. Christ. Not the same spelling, though. We could trade up for Sullivan. But I don't really know how much more value we have. Let's just go to our next pick here. I don't dare trade up again. I've been scared off by what I've seen. Dowd was a medium 6. Heinrich was a low 6, so it's a damn good thing we didn't trade up to get him. Lindbergh was good. McNabb was good. Garvin, Henley, Machal, son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. Every single one of these players, except for Elonen, has been better than who we traded up to draft at 5. Oh my god. Gruwal, Altonen. Draft is a minefield in NHL 17. And I have to be honest, I think I like it. There's no guarantees that someone's going to be outstanding. Alan McAllister, I'm not sold on. There is Sullivan, but again, we already saw someone with an exact potential that wasn't actually that. So I don't know what to do here, in all honesty. Markov, Bennington, Laurent Oulet, we know nothing about. Sullivan, Hanarutu. I've already been burned by one fin. Don't need to be burned by another. Grant Chen, Glenn Kavanaugh, or Ethan Palmieri. Alan McAllister, please be decent. Oh, thank God. Okay, we rebound well from the Renas debacle, who's not actually as bad as it shows. I don't think we're going to trade Tyson Barrie here, so knowing that we don't really have anybody that we're wanting to get rid of, we can move on. Second round. Couple of grinders. Take a look. Austin boys. Yo, boys. We have Cademan Stokes. That's not a real name. Mikko Virtanen's not looking that bad. Oh, Sasha Mebus. Oh, do we take Cademan or do we take Mebus? Oh, come on. That's not a fair choice. Let's take Cademan. He's okay, too, at a medium 9. He's not amazing. Again, the only person on Earth named Cademan happens to work at EA, or did at the time. Second to third round. Is this Tim Duncan? Trent. Boo. Curry, Landeskog. Exact starter, goalie, and Varlamov. Let's put that to the test, Chief. Okay, medium starter Varlamov. Not bad. We started off this run with the Varlamov. Now we have another one. Who else can we go for here? Second to third round. If not, outright third round. Potentials aren't looking amazing from what we are aware of. Francis Card, the overager out of Belgium. We're going to 4D chess this. Watch this. Overager out of Belgium. There's a medium 9. I was really hoping he'd be a medium elite. The fourth round. We actually don't have a pick in the third round. Do we know anybody good based on value? There is this goaltender, Doripos. Was apparently good. Let's take you now. Glenn Doripos. Low starter. By Belgium, you mean the speed bump on the way to France? Sure. Let's see. Fourth round. X gonna give it to you. Xavier Corbin. Rana, Nedved. I mean, scouts, who do you say is good at this point? Because what are we even doing here? Dan Avery. Well, we've reached the point at the draft where I'm going to see if the AI can land anybody for me. Because, holy crap. Without doing the manual scouting, it is very, very difficult to find steals, apparently. I do still feel like we had a pretty decent draft. We didn't give up too much to trade up the 2 times that we did. Obviously, that Renas selection could have gone a little bit better for us. But taking a look here, the goalies, pretty funny situation. Varlamov's a 65. We actually have a lot of goalies now in the system. We're going to have to potentially make some decisions here. The defense is still quite the log jam, to say the least. Oh, man. And Jeff Skinner, of course, has to be re-signed. Yeah, we got a lot to do.